Hello, blessings and greetings, my angels. Welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying all the beautiful and meaningful content that I've been posting for Sagittarius for the first half of October. As I continue, we're going to be tapping into our karmic energies. I didn't do a video last month on that, but I did feel a draw and a need to see where the karmic energies are directing us. This could be karma pertaining to us or karma playing a role in those who have interacted upon our journey. And may Father continue to guide and protect my energy and those who watch this channel with love and light. Amen. Because I've been blessed and prayed for, sometimes I do shuffle again beforehand. These are general readings. As always, take what pertains to you and leave the rest for the rest of the Sagittarius community. What is the karmic energy? What is coming full circle in our lives or those who have interacted with us? We're going to first start out with the tarot and then we'll... Okay, so we have a reversal here and I'm actually going to take that reversal. The bottom of the deck, whether it's us or the people who interacted with us throughout our journey thus far, but more so I'm tapping into those whose energy are more closer to us, like family, real close friends, past lovers, ex-spouses, those who really had deep connected relationships with us, where karma really could play a role in either one of us with our connections. That there is a time of solitude right now and a time where either you or they are alone, and you could be alone by design, or it could be alone because of the circumstance, because of the karmic energy, because of the cycles, the transitions, the impositions that are going on in your lives at this time. It's good to be in hermit mode, because hermit mode means hopefully we are at peace with ourselves. We're taking time to learn ourselves, to love ourselves, and to enjoy being in the beauty of who we are. Not so much wondering and thinking about what the world thinks of us or what our ex thinks of us, or putting these high demands upon us to be something to someone else. This is a time for us to just chill and be Sagittarius to Sagittarius. As we are in this state of complacency, a state of wholesomeness, I think it's a part of our journey where we take that pause to think, to navigate, to reconsider. The Justice card came up in the reverse. For many of us, sometimes the universe will force us to take a pause or to take a break in life because we're working too hard to navigate situations, or we're working too hard for things to pan out the way how we want them to be, rather than just letting them happen the way energetically and spiritually that they're supposed to. So there's a lot of things that we're fighting for, or we continue to fight for energetically, but spiritually it is not the time for us to gather the victory or to come out in the winning end. Sometimes we've got to accept the losses, and we've got to go through periods of mourning and pain and discovery and loss in order to get to the bigger picture, so that when we do win again, when we do rise back on the top, we appreciate everything that we had to get and everything that we endured to bring us to that moment. When you take time to reflect, and when you have that time away from family and friends, and you just out of your head in a good way, because you're allowing things just to manifest and flow through you naturally, yes, you will sometimes go back in time and think about the things and the people that you lost that meant to you. You will kind of, wonder, well, what if I had that still? Where would I be now? Would that have matured? Would that have further grown? Or would it have gotten worse than what it was when I left it or it left me? So in your moment of loneliness, or when you are taking that time to just detox and to think and to recapture and regain your dignity and your spiritual strengths, and forge forward in your vitality. Yes, there's going to be moments in there where the past comes up and you have your regrets and you miss the people or things that you have left behind. But that is supposed to be the case, Sagittarius, because for many of you, you are ending an important cycle. Each cycle that we go through in life is an important cycle. Each cycle and experience that we go through in certain parts of our life are important to the next step, the next forge upon our journey. It reminds us of our importance and our role in the world. In the middle of the deck with the Strength card, it also reminds us how strong we are. How many times we've gone through many different cycles and circumstances and we yet prevailed. We found our strength somehow and we navigated through. Even when life itself seemed like it was against us. Like the lion, we roared. We let our voice be heard and we let it be known. And I think that strength really does come from the time that we take in hermit mode, the time when we tap back into the foundation of our spirituality, the time that we tap back into source, to God, to the universe, into our intuitive gifts. That we really combine all these things and it becomes the strength that gives us the opportunity to endure the struggles, but also to allow us to welcome the next stage with open arms. For some of you, you're holding on close during this time because you feel life itself as you know it, or you are dealing with your own insecurities. You feel a sense of lack. Some of you financially might not be where you want to be, or you've taken a little dive, so to speak, from where you were. You've been knocked, a little bit down off your pedestal. You've run into tough situations where you might not have made the right judgment call. So now you're holding on tighter to what you have because you're more afraid of the greater loss it could be for you long term. We work so hard to build a home, to build a life for ourselves, and we do know loss comes with gains, but we don't want to lose so significantly that we can't rebuild. So sometimes we hold on, sometimes we become very frugal along our journey because we want to preserve what we have and we want to have that nest egg to build from. We don't want to lose everything. We can deal with losing some things, but to lose everything is just something that we can't fathom. So you hold on tighter. You hold on tighter to your material things. You hold on tighter to your family. You hold on tighter to your convictions. To put up that barrier, to keep those boundaries that keeps you strong and keeps you protected against whatever is out there that is threatening or trying to take away from what you have built. Some of you are starting over, or you're just now trying to get back on your feet. Life has unexpectancies and we've always got to be prepared for it. And some of us are better prepared than others. But the good thing about life and the good thing about Sagittarius, with our great zest for life and our optimism and with our conviction and our strength and the fact that we are constantly finding new areas in our life that we didn't even realize existed. We're constantly aiming for different challenges and different goals. So we're constantly looking for opportunities. We're never sitting. Even when we're in hermit mode, we're still working actively. We're just at a slower pace, but we're still hustling. We're still thriving and growing. So even when we have to build stuff back up, we're up for the challenge. It takes a lot during challenging times or when you feel that life is not working on your behalf, or it's not working at the pace that you would like it to, it disciplines you and it strengthens you to learn how to balance between what you have and what you desire. It helps you to balance between the here and now, and helps you to balance between the past and the present. For many of you, not only are you going within because you need this break, you need clarity, you need peace, but also because situations, relationships, jobs, life situations are on a pause or on a hold. Things might not be coming to completion. You might have run out of money in a particular situation, or there could be a sever in a relationship where you're not talking at this time. There could be a job where you've been suspended or your job is on hold. Applications that are pending with no sight anytime soon of you getting an offer. So all these things that are in your life that are on hold kind of forces you to take a chill pill and examine what is going on around you. Is it karmic energy? Is this your karma for misdeeds or bad judgment calls or bad business deals or just bad connections that you aligned yourself with? Or is it just simply the cycle of your life and the things that come along with life across our journey? Let's tap now into the karma cards to give us further validation and explanation. We're going to use my deck first. Listen, it just happened. It wasn't planned. It's not their fault. It's mine. I was willing and able. So for those of you who are dealing with a third party or some type of love spat or interruption in your love because of outside influence, your person is confessing that, yes, they cheated, they lied, they disappointed you. But they don't want you to go after the third party. They don't want you to confront the third party. They're owning up to their role in whatever partaked. I dream of you very often. You and this person are separated. And you are not in contact with this person because you're in hermit mode. You're doing you. You're reflecting. You're deflecting, right? You're rebuilding. But while you're apart, this person does think of you very often, and you come to them in their dreams, and they could be coming to you in your dreams as well, for those of you who tend to remember your dreams. We do get the card, no reconciliation with you is possible ever. Many of my Saggies, again on the principle of truth, will never reconnect with past lovers who did cheat on you. No matter how strong and beautiful your relationship was at that time, the fact that they kind of violated and broke that trust barrier is not something that we can forget. We will forgive, but we can't forget. So there's definitely no reconciliation being considered by you or even thought by you ever in this particular situation. My friends and family are life to me. Why can't you accept that? Others of you are in relationships right now where there's toxicity or there's a little break, there's a struggle in the relationship because your partner, or this could be you with your partner, doesn't accept or doesn't necessarily like or get along with the family and friends. When we marry people or we deal with people romantically, there's baggage that comes with them. Sometimes it can be children. Many times it's their family, their friends, their immediate family. And we're not going to jive with all of them. And we're not supposed to. But there is supposed to be a common respect for them being the family and friends. And also, in return, a common respect to us as being the partner. But for some partners or for some Saggies, it is critical that you get along with their family and friends because you regard them as one. And if they can't get along, then that's not the partner for you. So some of you could be going through conflicts right now and you're trying to figure out where you can bring peace to the situation. This could be why you're taking time to yourself right now, to see how you can bring peace and common ground between your partner and the other people that you love. Or do you have to choose sides? That's a tough decision. So definitely you would want to withdraw yourself from everyone while you decide what to do. Are you for real? Are you cheating with someone I knew or trusted? Isn't it the worst to be cheated on, but then to be cheated on with someone that was friends to you or was related to you? That's a devastating blow. Like, if you've got to cheat, cheat with someone I don't know, not someone close to home. And vice versa. No one that you love should be cheating or even contemplating talking to romantically or sexually engaging with your partner if they know you and they're related to you. So I just got this feeling that some people, for some of you, where there is a third party situation going on, and it's possibly a friend, a colleague, even a relative that could be involved in a situation. The whole roost was they were playing in front of you. They were pretending not to get along. That was the cover of them really being involved in a relationship and really having a sincere attraction. So that just came to me, that that's a message that someone who's in this situation needs to know. The universe doesn't want you to be fooled. They were playing you. Them complaining to you about your partner and your friend or relative, whoever it is that might be cheating with your partner, coming to you, trying to rear you off of them, talking negative about your partner, and always just seems to have your partner in their mouth, is because they wanted them for themselves. They were just trying to gaslight you and pretend that, they want what's best for you and this is not the right guy or gal for you. Meanwhile, they're the ones who are trying to make them their own. They're the ones who are sleeping and cheating with them on the side. So sometimes, and even if you're not in this situation, I think the universe is just wanting you to be aware how these games can be played. So if you ever happen to be in a situation like this, or you see certain flags, you feel certain vibes, your intuition tells you, I'm not trusting something or someone here with someone. You look at how people interact when they're together. You look at the body language, the way how they are when they're with you, and then when they're away from you, or they seem like they think that you're out of sight, and you catch a glimpse of how they really connect. They're pitching a false narrative. Oh, I don't like him for you. She's not the right one. Yeah, you should do better. You could get better. All this playing in your face, talking badly about your partner and disliking your partner, pretending to dislike your partner to you, and not getting along, and creating scenes of negativity like they're at each other's throat when they're around you. It's just a ploy. They're both wearing masks to hide the real truth, that when you're not around, they're all lovey-dovey. They're one. So these are the things that we need to be aware of when we're romantically involved with people. We've got to watch the interaction with them between our friends and family. And you can't put it off anyone to say, oh no, they would never do that. Oh, she's my best friend. She would never betray me. That's my cousin. Why would he or she want my lover? People are people at the end of the day. So I believe this is a strong message, like I said, to confirm what some might be actually going through in this situation, but more importantly, to bring to light that this can happen and does happen, and at least make you be aware of the potential that it can happen, so that when things are not lining up with you, when you see certain or feel a certain way about the connections and the relationship that your partner has with your family, don't always take it as what is being presented to you is the truth. It could be totally, totally the opposite. I'm sorry, she's right underneath me. Again, the insecurities. When people badmouth your partner to you, it's the insecurity that they lack in their own love life, or the insecurities that they have because they know they're not being a good friend to you. They're not being honest to you. They know that they have romantic desires or passions towards your partner. I knew that something was up with you and them. It wasn't hard to figure out. You're so sloppy. Most people can't hide their indiscretions. So most men and women, when they do cheat, you're going to find out. Like I said, the body language, if you pay enough attention, and especially if you retain the wisdom from past hurt and past relationships, you will be able to put it all together. No matter how hard they try to hide it, you will know it and you will feel it. You're no good for me. Anyone that cheats on you, especially with someone that you know and that you're friends with, is not good for you. Anyone that cheats at all, at any point in your relationship, is not someone you should want to have a romantic connection to or even label as a partner. I knew you didn't deserve me, but I loved you anyway. That's us. That's Sagittarius. We love you. We'll try to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll take as much as we can personally and humanly absorb, but we have our breaking point, as everyone should. At the bottom of the deck, don't act surprised. We agreed to an open relationship. What you sign up for in your relationship is exactly what you will get. So you can't curse the universe, and you can't be that mad at your partner if when you met your partner you knew they were a player. If when you knew and met your partner in the beginning, they told you word for word that they have problems with commitments, that they're into open relationships, that, they'll be with you, but they can't necessarily commit to you. We've got to listen to when people tell us their feelings. And more importantly, we've got to pay attention when they show us their actions. Sudden loss of a court case or legal situation. So for this person who has cheated on you, this person that has hurt you in the past or is hurting you right now, you and they could be tied up in a court situation, or they could be in a court situation with someone else. Whatever court situation that they're in, it is not going to work out in their favor. They could be losing contracts. They could be losing friends, losing money. They're not in the winning side of life right now. And that's their karma coming back to them. They're constantly stuck in their head and mind and feelings thinking about you, because they're tying the loss that they're going through to you. They're tying it all to what they did to you. They're losing everything they loved and worked hard for. Yes, you can only do but so much for such a length of time to God's children, and don't think that it's not going to come back to you. The good that you put out in the world, you will get that good back. Not necessarily from the person that you did the good to, but it will come back to you. And such is the same with the negativity and the toxicity. You can't do bad to people and expect it not to come back to visit you in some form, whether through you or through your loved ones. But it does come back in the form of karma. Everything that they worked so hard for, everything that they loved, is slowly leaving them. Just as how they drew the people that loved you, or the things that you had desired that they took from you and destroyed in your life, Now the tables have turned. You're on the upcome. You're winning. You're gaining. You're back on solid ground. And now they're losing. It's almost like that saying, so how do you like me now? The bank accounts in the negative. There's no money in their accounts. And with few friends and few people that will listen to them because they're so toxic and they damage the connections that they have to people, that they can't really go back to people. Those bridges are burnt. That financially they're really stuck. Again, sudden loss of income and finances. They could have made bad investments, or all their sugar mamas or sugar daddies are not helping them out anymore. Sudden loss in situations of home. They could have been kicked out of their new girl or new person's home, or if they were still with you, you have put them out. Not caring whether they have a place to go. That's not your concern. Yes, what did I say? They're getting kicked out now. They're getting cheated on now. So everything that they did to you is now coming back forth to them, as it should, as karma is applied. What comes up eventually must come down. People are talking trash about them. They're real internet bullies. And just as how they've talked bad about you or other exes or people in their lives on the internet, that favor is being returned to them as well. People are making it known what's going on with them in the internet, almost in a sigh of relief that this person is finally getting their get back. They're getting what's due them for all that they've done to people. As we come to a close, some of them, unfortunately, might get very devastating news about their health. They could be terminally ill or sick. They're not getting a good diagnosis. And no one wishes anyone anything terrible like that when it comes to health. But we have no control on how the universe dishes out the karma to people that hurt us. We know no one likes them. No one likes them because of how they've treated people, how they've hurt people, how they've hurt you. We know no one likes them because everyone has distanced themselves from them. And then finally, they might have a loss of their vehicle or transportation, which I find interesting because I haven't posted it yet. I recorded your protection, your beware, protection, and block video as far as evil eye energy. And one of the things mentioned was to watch over your car, that someone might want to try to do something to your car. And I specifically mentioned about you watching where you park it, watching to make sure no one tries to key your car, take your car, put a tag on your car, those type of things. So strangely enough, in the karmic energy for this person, they have to worry about a loss of vehicle or transportation. For the same reason, they could get into an incident, their car could become destroyed, their car could be vandalized. And this could be the same person who did something to your car. And now that feeling of loss, that feeling of anger, right? And disappointment when, if something did happen to your car, now they know what that feeling is like. The bottom of the deck we end is currently or shall be homeless. Sometime in the upcoming weeks or months, this person could find themselves without shelter because they burnt bridges, so no one wants to deal with them. No one's talking about them. And if they are talking about them, they're talking about them in a negative sense. On the internet, they're broke, they have no money, no one wants to deal with them. They might not even have a job, and if they have a job, the money they're making can't sustain them because they're in debt. They don't have a roof over their head. They can't borrow. Some of them might be dealing with illness on top of that. So there's medical expenses. There's times where they might not be able to work because they have to go for treatment or care. And on top of that, if they lose their vehicle, they have no way to get to work or to their appointments. So it's just like their whole universe and world as they know it, as they greedily built it up and used you and others to make it comfortable, is now coming crashing down upon them with no outlet and no relief. One more card and then we'll clarify and close out with the tarot. Everyone thinks they're crazy. They could be acting out on people, and people have just totally lost all respect for them, and they're looking at them like, what's wrong with them? Like they've lost their mind. And they have, in a sense, because they can't deal with the repercussion. You see, people could dish it out, right? But they can't take it. People are really good at hurting other people and taking away from them and cheating on them and being bad towards them and talking about them. But they can't handle it when it comes back to them. And that's what your person or persons are experiencing right now. I am so sorry. See, she's shaking. Just as my pooch is shaking the camera, I feel like that's your person right now. They're shaking. They're nervous. They're sick. They're not well. There's no income. They're homeless. There's no one romantically or physically or spiritually in their corner. They're shaking. They're not doing well. To the point that if you were to see them or if people saw them in the street, they might think they're crazy because they're out of it. They're in way over their head with this karma that they're getting back. They're defeated. The Ten of Swords, they're defeated. Everything that they've done is coming back to them. Right now in their life, it's the worst that it can be. It can't get any worse. Everything that could have happened negatively to them has now finally all happened. So they're suffering. They're suffering. They want to rebuild. They're thinking about rebuilding, but the opportunity to do so, let's see. Six of Cups. It would take someone to forgive them, someone to share or take interest in them, someone to believe in them again, to give them that opportunity to forgive them. They would have to take on a new spiritual leaf. They might have to go to God or go to the universe or sit with a deacon or a priest or someone spiritually and cleanse their soul and purge out of their heart, out of their head, all the bad things that they've done. They're going to come clean. It's almost like a confession of sorts. They're going to try to go to other people who can give them not only spiritual guidance, but also financial guidance. And they're so willing to take help from wherever they can get it. But they struggle with the temptation. They struggle still with the temptation of who they were and who they are and who they're trying to be. As we end with the last card on the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Cups, they fantasize about the things that they had and the things that they still desire. They still have a desire for material gains. They still have a desire for power. And they're still capable of being a rotten person. Because these visions of wanting things, of wanting material things, wanting to be in power is still there. They want to be a leader. They want to be in charge. So this person is very materialistic. This person is very much in their own way. This person really is about clout and class. So even during these struggles and even as karma is knocking very strongly, very, very strongly upon their door, they still think that they think they're it. They're only humbling themselves, again, and it's pretense, just to get through the situation. But I feel like this person will return back to the same tricks. Like, who they are is who they are. Yeah. They're going to attempt to try a new beginning. They're going to try to take a leap of faith once the opportunity avails itself to them, if and when it does. And we end with the Death card. But this can only all happen when they end their ways, when they stop being the terrible person that they are, when they have dealt with their karmic energy and the flow of life and all what life means to them and how they treat others in life. Is it, or are they really worth the stress? If this person is still dealing with you or reaches out to you, you have to ask yourself that question as we end this reading on karma. Are they worth the stress? To entertain them, to talk to them, to deal with them, even when you see them suffering, even when you see them getting the karma that they deserve? Is it worth the stress for you to even answer them or be in conversation with them or reconnect with them? Exes are made exes for a reason. Relationships that you moved away from for a reason. Don't let that stress of whatever that person is going, don't let the stress of whatever it is they've reaped upon their life become a problem for you. I hope this reading is a blessing and is of guidance to someone, and that it resonates. Namaste.